Right then, you lot, let's talk cars. Specifically the bits and bobs that make your motoring experience less, shall we say, rubbish. Because let's face it, sometimes even the most expensive cars come with standard equipment that's as useful as a chocolate fireguard. But experts in Norway have come up with a solution to this problem. Here is an innovative car roof rack that comes with a lifting crank. So buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey to explore some brilliant car gadgets that'll make you wonder how you ever lived without them. Now, how many times have you lot found yourselves wrestling a kayak or a surfboard or even just a particularly hefty suitcase onto the roof of your car? It's a right pain in the backside, isn't it? Well, fear no more, because those clever Norwegians have come up with a solution, a car roof rack with a built-in lifting crank. I mean, why didn't someone think of this sooner? It's bloody brilliant. This thing is a beast. It's 63 inches wide, which is wider than a hippopotamus, and can handle a load of 176 pounds. Just crank the handle and watch as the rack gracefully lowers itself to chest height. No more hernias, no more bruised egos. At $2,000, it's a bit of an investment, but can you really put a price on a hernia-free existence? Right, let's talk punctures. The bane of every motorist's life. You're cruising along, minding your own business, when suddenly, bam! That dreaded feeling of the car pulling to one side. You know you've got a flat, and you can practically hear the air hissing out of the tyre. Well, fret no more, because those ingenious Brits have come up with a solution: special tyre foam in a can. You just whip it out of your boot, attach it to the valve stem, and pump that tyre full of foamy goodness. It works for punctures up to 0.2 inches, which, let's be honest, covers most everyday mishaps. And the beauty of it is, you don't need to jack the car up, you don't need any special tools, and you can be back on the road in minutes. Now, I know what you're thinking. But Jeremy, won't that ruin my tyre? Well, yes, eventually. But it'll get you to a garage where a proper repair can be done. Now, for you adventurous types who like to get off the beaten track, I've got something truly special. The Toyota Land Cruiser 76 Series, a proper off-roader if ever there was one. But let's be honest, it's not exactly a palace inside, is it? Well, some bright sparks in South Africa have come up with a solution: the THOR tent. This is a tent that attaches to the roof of your Land Cruiser and transforms it into a mobile home from home. It's got space for 2 people to sleep comfortably. It'll keep you warm and dry in even the most atrocious weather. And it's even got pockets on the side for all your bits and bobs. So if you're planning an expedition to the Serengeti or just a weekend camping trip to the Lake District, the THOR tent is the perfect way to turn your Land Cruiser into the ultimate adventure mobile. Now, for all you snow bunnies out there, I've got a gadget that'll make your life a whole lot easier. Transporting skis and snowboards can be a right royal pain, especially if you've got a small car. But fear not, because an American inventor named Charles McNall has come up with a solution: a ski transport container that mounts on your trailer hitch. This thing is brilliant. It's basically a big sturdy box that sits low to the ground, so you don't need to be a weightlifter to load it up. And because it's mounted on the hitch, it doesn't obstruct access to your boot. You can even tilt it out of the way if you need to get something from the back. You can use it to transport all sorts of stuff: golf clubs, camping gear, you name it. At a starting price of $269, it's a bargain. Right, let's talk bikes. Specifically, how to transport them in a pickup truck without scratching the paintwork or ending up with a tangled mess of handlebars and pedals. And here's where this next gadget comes in: a pickup truck bike transporter made right here in the good old US of A. It's a simple but ingenious device that attaches to the tailgate of your truck and provides a secure platform for up to 6 bicycles. So you can pack up the whole family's bikes and head off on a cycling adventure. The best part is, it only takes a couple of seconds to attach and detach, thanks to its simple strap design. And at around $200, it's a small price to pay for a stress-free bike-carrying experience. Now, for you serious off-roaders, I've got something that'll make your 4x4 even more capable: a reinforced spare tyre carrier. Because let's face it, the standard tyre carriers on most off-roaders are about as robust as a wet tissue. This bad boy is made from heavy-duty steel and replaces your standard hinges with beefed-up versions that can handle a tyre up to 40 inches in diameter. And because the load is distributed evenly across the new hinges, you don't have to worry about them snapping off when you're bouncing around off-road. Plus, it doesn't obstruct access to the boot, which is always a bonus. And at $1,100, it's a small price to pay for peace of mind when you're tackling the Rubicon Trail. Now, we've all been there. You're having a jolly good time off-roading when suddenly you find yourself stuck. Well, fear not, my friends, because there's a solution that's as ingenious as it is unexpected. The spare tyre winch system. That's right, you can actually use your spare tyre as an anchor point for your winch. I know it sounds crazy, but it actually works. You see, when you're really stuck, you need to winch your vehicle out at an acute angle. By attaching the winch to the tyre, which is mounted low down on the vehicle, you can achieve the optimal angle for extraction. If you're ever in a real bind, it could be the difference between getting home and spending the night in the wilderness. Right, let's talk snow. Specifically, how to stay safe when the white stuff starts falling. Snow chains are all well and good, but they're a right pain to fit, they can damage your tyres, and they limit your speed. Well, those clever Swedes have come up with the solution: automatic anti-skid chains. These ingenious devices are installed under your car and remain hidden most of the time. But when the going gets slippery, all you have to do is press a button, and the chains automatically deploy, gripping the road like a cat clinging to a curtain. And when you don't need them, they retract out of sight, so you don't have to worry about wearing them out unnecessarily. And finally, for those of you who like to tow things, I've got one last gadget that'll make your life easier: an improved trailer hitch from those innovative Americans. This thing is a work of art. Made from high-strength aluminum, it's lighter and stronger than your average trailer hitch, and it can handle a whopping 14,000 pounds, which is more than enough for most trailers and caravans. But the really clever bit is that you can adjust the height of the hitch up to 9 inches without having to unhitch the trailer. Prices start at $425, which is a small price to pay for a hitch that's built like a tank and as clever as a professor of engineering. So, there you have it. 9 brilliant car gadgets that'll make your motoring life easier, safer, and a whole lot more enjoyable. From roof racks that make lifting heavy objects a breeze to spare tyre winch systems that could save your bacon in a sticky situation, these gadgets are proof that sometimes the simplest ideas are the best. Now, I know what you're thinking. Jeremy, these gadgets sound brilliant, but they probably cost a fortune. And you'd be right, some of them do. But you know what? Sometimes you've just got to splash out on the things that make your life better.